That's good. So Argentinians don't like war.
No, we don't.
What about Russia?
Well, it seems that their leader likes war, but
They really like war. Yeah, that's true. But they think
their leader, I don't know the people. People probably not.
you don't think people like war?
I don't know. I don't. I just once went to Russia, only one.
Have you been to Russia?
Yes.
Where?
To Moscow,
Moscow. When?
2018.
2018. Okay, so that's not too far back. How did you like it?
No, it's nice.
Very nice.
It's
Moscow
very
is
nice.
very, very nice.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a nice city.
You know, they call like the Moscow is like the window of Russia. Like it looks very nice, but then you go from Moscow and you see like beaten up roads, poor people surviving on $140 per month. But like the Moscow looks really, really nice and pristine. You know, like Tucker Carlson, he went to Russia and he's like, oh, look how nice everything is. But you go like 100 kilometers from
probably.
Moscow,
I
and
don't
like
know. I
you
haven't
have
been
people
there.
eating from garbage bins, you know, and like going outside to use a toilet, you know, and stuff like that.
Well, poverty is everywhere.
Poverty is everywhere. That's
but
true.
in Moscow also, it's not everything nice.
Even in Moscow.
Even in Moscow,
Okay.
yeah.
But like, what do you think we should do? Like, do you think we should support Ukraine?
US, you mean?
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we not supporting? Like, are you Argentinian citizen?
Yes.
So you don't have a say. Just say, what do you think Argentina should do?
Yeah, what this is doing right now, supporting Ukraine,
Supporting Ukraine.
but we don't have money for ourselves, you know,
That's
for Ukraine.
true. Money is tough, you know. But Russia is collapsing. We almost got it. Right. Well, that's a good message. Support Ukraine, like Argentina. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
No,
Is written with Ukraine in it. They're
Yes.
studying history not for Russia. They're starting it for Ukraine. So in their schools, like let's say if you're from Argentina, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if Uruguay is teaching their kids, like, okay, so we started from Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires was our ancient Uruguayan city, right? You know, that's not cool. That's not okay, right?
Yeah,
So that's
I
what
know.
Russia is teaching history to the young kids in Russia.
like
that
Ukraine is part of Russia.
Ukraine is like old Russia. It's our people. You know, Russia doesn't see itself without Ukraine. And
Okay.
some American politicians, smart American politicians said, without Ukraine, Russia is a regional power. With Ukraine, Russia is a superpower. Everything that Ukraine is one of the most technologically advanced countries in Europe. Everything that Ukraine, like Russia, has nuclear weapons and rockets. They were developed by Ukrainians. Russia has natural gas deposits and oil deposits. They were all researched and started up by Ukrainians. Even the first, the gas pipeline, the very first gas pipeline was developed in Ukraine, in the western Ukraine, and it was going from Dashava in western Ukraine to Moscow. That's the very first natural gas pipeline. It was a breakthrough. Now it's everywhere, right? Everything that Russians have, Ukrainians gave them. You know, I kind of sound like a crazy guy, right? But it's just factually correct. They know this. Before they attacked Ukraine, Ukrainian scientists were servicing Russian nuclear weapons because they didn't have their own scientists like that. They were asking for Ukrainians to come and service the Russian nuclear weapon. Now they're doing it themselves. Now they're helping like Iran and North Korea develop their own nuclear weapons because Iran, North Korea, Russia,
not so cool.
and China, they are all developing nuclear weapons. Like when Donald Trump and the United States attacked Iranian nuclear sites just recently, they had to evacuate Russian scientists out of there. So they have Russian scientists in Iran right now helping to develop nuclear weapons, right? So they're all in it together. Iran is vowing to destroy United States. North Korea is vowing to destroy United States. And Russia is helping them to develop nuclear weapons, right? So it's all related. we're all part of this. If you think Ukraine is too far and you're not going to be affected by it, you are going to be affected by it, right? For example,
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody's going to be affected.
for example,
It is affected. I
yeah,
don't know. It's
we're all
going to-
affected. Yeah,
right now.
it affects
That's okay.
everyone. Yeah, but that was a good question because Russia is spreading the narrative that whoa, we're the same as Ukrainians. They want to be part of Russia. Just let us have Ukraine. It's nothing big is gonna happen, right? You've heard this,
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
and it's
Yeah,
sad. It's Russian propaganda. Like even people in Argentina will hear it. People here will hear it. Everywhere you go, you are subjected to Russian propaganda because it's everywhere. They have really strong cyber army. Russia has. It's thousands and thousands of accounts and people on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on after like X. Every X post, there's like Russian bots, especially like anything like politics related.
And how much time do you think Ukraine can stand against Russia?
No, Russia will never conquer Ukraine.
You think that?
Never in a million years. Russia is collapsing. It's going to take this much effort. If United States is actively saving Russia right now. Donald Trump said it himself. He said, if I did not intervene, if I did not save Russia, they would be in a really tough place right now. He said that.
Do you think it's true?
Do you trust Donald Trump?
I don't know.
Me neither, I don't know. But I know Russia is collapsing and Donald Trump is trying to save it right now. Elon Musk is trying to save it because they are in trouble. Ukraine already killed 1 million Russian soldiers. 1 million. Think about that.
Oh, that's a big number.
That's a big number, right? That's like World War II.
Yeah.
Each day, while we're talking, each day.
How many Ukrainians there? A lot, I think, also, no?
It doesn't matter because Ukraine did not start this war. Ukraine got attacked and they're defending themselves, right? So we're not talking about how many Ukrainians are dead. They're defending their country, their land. Like if somebody attacks you, you're not saying, oh, how many of us gonna die? You have to defend yourself. You don't have a choice.
Ukraine I think it's sad. No, it was a question of, not a political question. It was.
Ukraine doesn't have a choice. Russia can pull out anytime and the war stops. Right? If Ukraine stops fighting, it's going to be a genocide. Like Ukraine will stop existing.
Yeah, of course.
So anyway, any more questions for me as a Ukrainian?
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. It's like 2 interviews in one.
Nice.
We're gonna have a third one. Then we're gonna drink like some Argentina alcohol, and then we go and like make a YouTube video all together. You're gonna interview me.
But in Argentina, we support Ukraine in general.
Thank you so much. Everybody should support Ukraine.
If you go there, you see it.
We should support Ukraine as well. It's a disgrace of what's happening right now.
Of course.
What Donald Trump is doing. It's just horrible, and it's bad for United States. It's good for United States to support Ukraine.
It ends soon. Hope so. It ends soon.
It will end soon. I mean, Donald Trump is prolonging the war by saving Russia. It should be over already.
Well,
All right.
I hope so. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Nice to meet you.